The blind man is talking to a beautiful woman, but the dog seems to have found something. Then it flew out. The dog ran wildly with the rope. The blind man is in hot pursuit, but dogs are military dogs. How could it be so easy to catch up? Jack slipped and fell to the ground. He could only watch the dog topple a man in white, start biting like crazy. Jack was scared to death, rushed to pull the dog away. Now they're in big trouble. No one was hurt even though the dog was wearing a muzzle. But the man in white is a rich man in Dubai. In a word, Jack was sent directly to the police station, but more trouble lies ahead. Jack pretends to be a disabled veteran and stays in a hotel for free. Add to the crime, he quickly explained to the police, said the dog was a military dog with outstanding military achievements, just mistook Dubai local tyrants for enemies. But the police didn't bother to listen to him, and let him stay and wait till the next morning. Jack was woken up in a daze. He was told he could go. Jack doesn't know the situation, but let's just slip away. Then they hurried on their way. At noon they rested by the sea. The dog knows he made a mistake. Lie down beside Jack quietly. Jack doesn't think this is the way to go on, so he made an appointment with the dog, if it doesn't cause trouble next. So when the funeral is over, he'll apply for a dog. Why don't dogs want to live a peaceful life? It promised decisively and shook hands with Jack. Eat and drink. They go on, but in the evening, there was a heavy rain along the road. The dog was frightened by the lightning and shrank in the car. Jack is also a little upset. Disasters pile up on one another. The car stalled with a strange noise. Jack, get out of the car and check. He found the problem very serious. Back in the car, the cell phone has no signal, no way out. They had to go out in the rain for help. They came to an abandoned warehouse. Jack rummaged out a telephone in the clutter. He leaned excitedly to his ear. Obviously this is a bad one. Jack was very disappointed. Pull the dog and get ready to leave. Suddenly, Jack was shocked by a thunder explosion outside. Dogs react more violently. The roar of thunder made it think it was on the battlefield. The dog growled wildly, looking for the enemy everywhere. Jack quickly comforted the dog to calm down. It's just thunder. But the dog is getting more and more excited. It sprang up and bit Jack. Jack's broken down. He threw off his backpack. Glare at the dog's eyes. The dog has never seen Jack like this. Stunned with fear. See the dog quiet down. Jack turned and walked outside. Let the cold rain pour on me. Dogs never forget the pain of war. How could he not be so? Looking at Jack's helpless back, the dog's eyes are full of remorse and guilt. The next morning Jack took the dog to the roadside. Want a ride? But no one dares to drive them. They had to go to the funeral on foot. They walked more than 20 kilometers in the morning. The dog can't walk anymore. It slumped on the ground and lay down. No matter how Jack coaxes him, he won't get up. Jack had no choice but to carry the dog on his way. He didn't know how long he had been away. Finally arrived at the scene before the funeral. Jack outfitted his dog. Lead it slowly to the master's grave. Just saw the owner's photo. The dog just wants to rush over, but Jack grabbed it. Let it calm down first. Wait for the dog to calm down. Jack just let go of the rope. The dog walks forward. Lie down on the owner's shoes. As a military dog, it knows that its master has left forever, but the residual breath makes it feel the long-lost peace and tranquility. The dog won't give up. But the funeral is coming to an end, because it's a military dog. It can't live with the owner's parents. The dog must leave. Jack decided to take it to repair the car first. Just then the officer called. He asked Jack to send the dog back to the military camp for euthanasia. Jack says the dog has changed, can live a normal life, but the officer doesn't believe it. Tell Jack to carry out the order at once. Come to the barracks. Jack said goodbye to the dog reluctantly. He knew in his heart that the dog had done nothing wrong. It's just that the army doesn't need it anymore. He put a lock on the dog himself. Let the soldiers take it away. Dare not take another look. But when Jack left, the dog behind him struggled frantically, yelling at Jack. Endure tribulations. He has made Jack his partner. Although dogs are not afraid of death, but it's really afraid of being alone. Jack is not so he disobeyed the order for the first time. Jack backed up and took the dog, then 1 foot on the accelerator to a new life.